The President and NATO's Secretary General met at the White House Tuesday to discuss a number of issues concerning the NATO alliance, but they said the most pressing topic was the situation in Afghanistan. The Secretary General said all NATO allies are contemplating the results of General Stanley McChrystal's review and the recommendations he set forth for success in Afghanistan.
I say our focus deliberately because our operation in Afghanistan is not America's responsibility or burden alone. It is, and it will remain, a team effort. I'm convinced that success in Afghanistan is achievable and will be achieved.
The President and Secretary General also said the policy shift for missile defenses in Europe will help protect and unite allied forces. And with the addition of 21,000 new troops to Afghanistan, there's been a trend of buildup and crowding at some of the larger installations there. Marine Sergeant Ashley Bryant explains how ISAF decision makers are looking at a solution which could possibly mean a large number of support personnel being replaced by ground troops.
Military leaders in Kabul are looking at the possibility of sending home a large number of third-line support personnel in exchange for more forces trained in counterinsurgency operations. ISAF leaders are looking at reducing the number of what have been called support-to-support organizational jobs. Under the plan, billets for morale, welfare, and recreation activities would likely see cuts in order to free up space for military aircraft in places like Bagram and Kandahar. The troop reduction will not impact most actual support troops, like those in administrative and logistics jobs. The senior enlisted advisor to the U.S. and ISAF commander in Afghanistan, Command Sergeant Major Michael Hall, said the cuts would make it possible to condense the U.S. footprint in Afghanistan and reduce overcrowding that many bases are now seeing. Marine Sergeant Ashley Bryant, Kandahar Airfield, Afghanistan.
2 U.S. service members and a member of the Philippine Marines were killed Tuesday morning as the result of a roadside blast in the southern Philippines. At the time, the men were conducting a resupply mission for a school construction project on the island of Jolo.
2 other members of the Philippine Marines were wounded in that attack. We would like to emphasize that the U.S. servicemen were non-combatants and that they were members of the U.S. Navy Seabees who were working on humanitarian and developmental projects in the area.
The service members' names are being withheld pending notification of family. An investigation is currently underway to determine the details of the incident. And Navy officials say pirate activity has increased off the coast of Somalia. Since September 19th, there have been 4 attempted attacks in the Gulf of Aden. 7 pirates were arrested by a Turkish ship assigned to NATO's piracy task force. Naval leaders from 30 nations met recently in Bahrain to discuss the rise in those attacks. Secretary of the Navy Ray Mabus and Chief of Naval Operations go on record in favor of integrating women into the submarine force. Secretary Mabus told reporters he had been aggressively working on the issue and said it's important to have diverse crews. The Navy is now reportedly examining the feasibility over the next few years of assigning women to submarines. Officials list accommodations as one of the factors that need to be worked through. President Barack Obama is encouraging federal workers to submit their ideas geared toward reducing workplace costs and boosting efficiency. The Presidential Security Americans Value and Efficiency Award, or SAVE, will reward the winner for the best idea based on the following criteria. The idea must reduce costs in a way that is concrete and quantifiable, improve government operations by better output quality at lower costs, have an impact on citizens' lives, and be clear and practical for implementation. It must also have immediate savings potential. Deadline for submissions is October 14th. Go to saveaward.gov for more information. It's important to note that classified information should not be included with any submission. Coming up ahead on Around the Services, saving lives. For some service members suffering from the wounds of war, blood transfusions or organ transplants are necessary to carry on. We'll meet some of the donors who are sharing the ultimate gift. But first, beating the odds. Just 4 weeks after almost dying from an errant mortar, an Iraqi boy stuns hospital workers with his miraculous recovery. Stick around, Staff Sergeant Brian Buckwalter is back with more.